One.
Good evening, everybody. You are at 160 Patriots Road in East Templeton, Mass. For the Templeton Mass Zoning Board of Appeals. It is June 3rd, 2025, 6:30 p.m. We all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't think Car Works is there.
USA Auto.
I mean, USA Auto.
Okay, the first thing we're gonna do tonight is review the minutes of January 7th, 2025. Now, all of us were here for that, right?
Yes.
Get that out of the way, and maybe they'll be here by then.
Hmm?
Another good job by our staff, I'd say. Yeah.
Very well
Yeah, everything looks great.
spelling and everything.
Well, computers come with spell check.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I do that, that's fine.
But those are my phone, fortunately.
Well, with that said, I'll make a motion, that we accept the, minutes and report from, 280 State Road Car Works. For a second?
I'll second.
No other discussion?
Nope.
All right.
Aye.
Joe?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I vote yes also.
Alright,
Beautiful. Sure, I'll let you sign those.
you got it. How much is it gonna cost me?
Yeah.
Number 2 on this list that we have in front of us. The ZBA acting under the zoning bylaws, section 300-19, non-conforming uses instructions for a request made by Lynn's Realty, Inc. of 94 Cross Road, map 4-13, parcels 1 and 2 for USA Auto Recycling to consider a special permit for a pre-existing non-conforming use in an RA2 zone. Change or substantial extension of use and/or 2, change from one non-conforming use to another less detrimental non-conforming use. The change would include buildings and the addition of a Class 2 license to sell used automobiles. We don't see any representation from the,
Yeah,
There isn't, but you need to open.
yeah,
Okay.
One thing, 94.
what I want to do is open the meeting now
Oh, okay.
to the public.
Yeah.
It's considered the hearing. If they're here or not, that's up to them. Then you'll all get your say. Everybody's gonna get a chance to talk and hash it out, whatever we call it, we do here, and we'll take care of it. That's all. I don't know if any of the board members have anything to say before we open it up to the public.
yeah, just to let them know is, we know as much as you do. We don't have a plot site plan. They haven't given it to us. They haven't got, so you can open it up and talk all you want, but we can't really get down to the nitty gritty until they come in here, lay out what they got, and then we can go from there. So that's about all I can tell you, you know? We've done this before with these people. I know the gentleman in the back, they've been here a few times. And they you see them, they haven't shown up. So the last time they came for this. So
And if they provide plans and whatnot, we would.
They haven't provided us with any
Still,
schematics
we
or
get it, we'll
anything.
have the
Another meeting, this will be continued.
If they take the next step.
I'll contact you.
We'll
Okay.
contact anybody that
I
needs.
took names.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
It saves a lot of money because getting a hold of everybody, the mail and everything else costs quite a.
Okay,
So I guess the board itself has questions, but nobody here.
Yeah, like you say, you
So-
can't, there's nothing you can answer until you find out what they're going for.
I would request that somebody make a motion to open the hearing so that you can let people talk.
Yep.
And I have other things. I think I sent you what I have, but it's not like there was no contact.
Right,
Then I make a motion to open up a meeting to USA. To the
public hearing, yeah.
for the public hearing.
I second it.
Beautiful. All right,
Joe?
yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, unanimous. We're open.
Anybody wants to talk, have at it.
One at a time.
Yeah.
So,
The only thing
go
I,
ahead.
on the warrant, it says 94 Crossroad.
Mhm.
The junkyard is actually 94A.
It's included in the parcel ID and the map that I have.
Yeah, it says the parcel was named on there, 4-13, 1 and 2. It's specific, 94 Crossroad just may be the overall property,
Number.
the only address.
Oh, that is. Yeah,
There's a parcel in the back.
I always know that 94A, because man who I bought my property from, Reno Sepulveda, lived there, and then I don't know who lives there now. They did doing a nice job in the place, but
Anybody know how many acres there is for this? Not curious.
like 29.
The plot plan.
I don't think we had any specs.
Find that out.
Yeah,
It's like 29.
yeah.
Put a chunk of land in there,
And then
yeah.
there's a tiny little parcel in the front
did
with
you,
like 26 feet or something like that.
do you have the one through?
Yeah, I have information for you
Okay.
guys.
Alright.
I did have Mr. Lynn sign a form so that if you want to do a site walk as part of your process, you can go on his property. He should be called first, just to
Yeah.
let him know. As far as you have a property card here.
Yeah, the acreage, I was looking,
I know.
1.29.
No, they don't make these easy to do.
No,
No,
really, that's right. If you're familiar with it.
Yeah, there should have been two property cards in here, but there's only one.
So
Information.
does anybody in your audience have any questions for us as to this procedure and what we're going on at all?
Is it normal to?
you can, so whatever you wanna say, I mean, it's just like a regular meeting.
Yeah, is it normal to schedule a hearing if they haven't officially submitted a plan and specifically?
We give them time in between, before the meeting to come up with this stuff, because sometimes you could have a survey done or this,
Okay.
as long as it's here at this meeting, that's the requirement.
From our point of view, from mine, if I may speak, is if we get a bunch of information on something that's more complex than a regular thing like a shed next to a line,
Right.
we might just have to, you know. Have the meeting, have another meeting after that, and maybe even another one. You know, to go over details, to check it out, to go view it. In
And the
this
other-
case, we don't have no information from them, so I was already ready
Wasn't there, man?
today to adjourn it.
Right.
You must have had 30 meetings on that.
I've been in town for 4 or 5 years. I'm on South Main Street. My realtor showed me the house late in the evening. When we finally moved in, and first cement truck went by at 6 o'clock in the morning. So my concern obviously is more traffic
Right, yeah.
that this would generate, and
The high traffic area anyway.
very much.
It's a big cut through for everybody,
Right.
a lot of traffic.
Especially for the trucks.
We live on South Main too.
I wouldn't mind them seeing the lake, I live on South Main. So I wouldn't mind them seeing a limit on the road.
2.5 ton.
Yeah, something, you know,
Really?
I don't mind, delivery trucks and stuff like that, but
Make it
You
hard
know.
for truck drivers.
Yeah. Do you know if the property's ever been tested for contamination?
I'm not sure how junkyards, depending on the age of them, how long they've been there, if they have to have test wells everywhere. or something.
They all seem to, from what I've seen, having grandfathered in.
I would think any
Once they're
new
there.
expansion.
Are they contaminated? I don't assume so. I mean.
But no, you know, a lot of
But-
them, they make them clean them up. I know when, Scott got his up in Wendell,
Mhm.
they dug all the topsoil off and
Did
they put a liner in. So, I mean, they did make them do
Back
that,
then,
but
when
I don't know if they,
I know the person who owned it.
Yeah.
Died a long time ago, and he had it for a long time, so I'm sure they didn't do any of that stuff.
No.
That,
Didn't have
the
to?
way they probably did it was just drain oil right where the thing stood, right on the ground. and
I
that's
can
how
see
they-
grandfather. but if
Everybody
they
did that.
expand-
Just how it was done back in the
If they
fifties and
expand,
sixties and probably seventies.
if they expand it, you would think that would be incorporated in. They test the soil,
Board of Health could probably throw some
yeah.
curves at them that
There is
way.
definitely
I'm
some
not
questions
sure
like
what-
that could come up, yeah.
You know, especially if it's closer to a wetland and it leach to,
Right.
I'm sure that'd be.
Right, yeah.
but a lot of them now
Conservation
put in
system.
pads. They'll put in a pad just, when you come in with your junkyard, they'll put it on there, it'll drain all the oils, whether it
Get
be
it all out.
transmission, whether it be oil, they'll drain it all right there and then stack them in the back.
Right, Mike?
Yep.
I don't think Stan did that.
Didn't have to back then. I think they just parked them,
That's
got them in, they rolled them in,
Stand.
stuck them in the corner with all the juice still in them.
I went up there.
Right, younger, how it was done.
I got to know Stan pretty well, and I went up there and looking for pots and stuff like that.
Yep.
You could see it on the ground.
Oh, sure.
Pretty rainbows and puddles.
Get right at Cumberland's. They leak right out at Cumberland's. It's the ones going down the road that are the problem.
Yeah.
Coat and everything, all goes down the drain.
Yep.
Anybody else have anything, any questions?
Just for clarification, this was a complete package with the exception of the plot plan.
Mhm.
I did contact them on May 27th to remind them that we needed something from them. I did not get a reply. They're not here. And the email was sent to Mr. Lynn, who is the owner, and it was sent to contractor that's doing the work.
So when was our last contact with Mr. Lynn?
He was in the office this morning, but I don't know what he was in the office for.
Oh,
He was dropping off some paperwork
Mhm.
for Richard.
Well, what he's looking for is to be able to sell cars, used cars.
Correct.
Not looking to expand the
well, the building, there's a building.
building, but not expand.
That's gonna be used, yeah, it's a Quonset hut, more like a pole barn. And didn't you say it's old?
But not expand the junkyard.
1949 or something?
I don't even know.
They said they handed Richard the booklet, he said,
Mhm.
yeah, well.
Expanding the junkyard would be a different issue, I think, than what is that.
Yeah, well, if he's just using a Quonset hut just to store parts in,
Mhm.
I can see that, but I mean,
So I guess what we really need to do is get some detail from him.
no, that's the whole thing. It's just speculation.
I don't think he can tell me enough. Does he own that property or does he lease it?
He owns it.
He does own it. huh?
Yep.
I didn't know Jim sold it or not.
Yes.
It's under,
Go ahead in the back there if you want.
the deed is there.
I'm opposed to having used car sales right there on the road. And I don't know if it's appropriate to discuss that now.
It's fine. Go ahead.
Or if it's really more appropriate to wait and see what happens, because I can discuss it with you, but you really don't have do you have anything to act upon or is it appropriate to discuss
What
it?
we do in these meetings is we take all the input we can, put it in the blender and hit the button. So anybody here that's got input, we want to hear everything because we make our decisions on how the people around them want. You know, I don't want them loud trucks next door. I don't want 100 people. I don't want big bright lights or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what we're here for.
well,
We're your arm, so to speak, to keep
Go for it.
things on the level. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm opposed to the used car lot on Cross Road. The junkyard has been there for years before any zoning, and I understand how that's grandfathered in, but years ago, the town did pass zoning to keep residential areas residential and to have commercial developments in specific areas of the town. And I believe in Templeton having increased business and having development, but within the zoning bylaw regulations. I don't feel that a used car lot would be a good idea. I think it's detrimental to the residential neighborhood character of the street. And I don't think it's in concert with what the zoning regulations are meant to do for the town. Also, I'm concerned about the impact of safety on the street. You know what the street is, it would bring increased traffic. People walk on the street, people walk their dogs on the street. It's a narrow little street, and if people are test driving used cars, are they paying 100% attention to the road, or are they fiddling with the knobs, trying to figure out how the radio and the heat work? So I just think that a used car lot in this residential area is detrimental and not in line with the intent of the town's zoning regulations.
Thank you for your input. Appreciate it. I can add to that. In the zoning laws, they created this board for the reason, one of the biggest reasons was to deal with already grandfathered pieces of property who have the right to do business. Through this board is how we decide what businesses we will allow them to do for you. If you don't want it, you tell us. Then we kind of blend it all up and see, you know, in the end, what the five of us, or seven maybe, were we gonna get in November? Maybe.
Trying to. If anybody's interested.
Yeah, we always want to put that out there. We're looking for volunteers. Sounds like you know a lot, buddy.
Careful what you ask.
Fit real good. It's.
They put on.
Two for two.
I mean, we have a certain leeway, obviously, to make these decisions, and I base it a lot on what the neighbors say. But when the neighbors say something, I know they can be against things that aren't necessarily gonna be that detrimental to the neighborhood. To me, the other big factor is how detrimental to the neighborhood would it be. But I consider that, as how I feel about it, just so you know. You know, trying to be fair about it, because I know being in business personally, and you know, I mean, how bad is it gonna be? How many cars is he gonna sell a year? How many people is he gonna get there? Makes a difference to me. How large is this company?
And what hours? Is that gonna be?
Yeah, set hours.
Hours can be
Something
set.
like that. Something
We can set the
like
hours.
you mentioned, I mean, is he gonna have bright lights out there all
Right.
day? I mean, these are things that we can control if we do allow it. We can have input and control it, so it isn't detrimental to your life and being able to live. You know, but yes, I guess you can say, I don't want nobody to live on my street because there might be a car coming down. Where do you stop that stuff and all that? Yes, but this is commercial. It's a little bit different, but that's what the CPA is for, to say, well, is it really gonna add 1% more traffic, 1/4% more traffic? Is that really detrimental? Is
Dismiss it.
kind of how I think. You know,
Dismiss
you
it.
make a few valid points, but we can control how it's done also to a certain point. And how, you know, be fair about it. But if nobody comes to represent himself, then well, there's gonna be one answer in the end, you know? Yeah, so what can you say? Don't know why he didn't show. You know, we always give something, I mean, anybody, if it was you, or whatever, that, I forgot the meeting was tonight. Kind of rude in the sense that he just didn't show. I mean, he's paying the money to come here tonight, which isn't that much money. It's a lot more for the work, for the town, for, you know, all you people come here in your time, just for not to show. I don't think it was intentional, but give the benefit of doubt on that. So I don't know, hearing your opinions is why you think it gives us time to think about it too. So that's fine. Is there anything else you think about the neighborhood and about, how has it been there? Let me ask you that. How has it been with the junkyard?
Yeah, I haven't heard any complaints about that junkyard. Yeah,
Has it been
usually that's
okay?
what we hear. Somebody
Living
wants some.
Living next door, or is it?
You hear it.
I think there's more traffic.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
definitely more
is.
traffic.
Yep, and bigger trucks and,
Really?
yeah. Yep. So,
Does anybody ever go and inspect that place?
To my knowledge,
I mean, who does inspect those places? That's what I was gonna say. Does the Board of Health inspect it? You can inspect restaurants, but.
no, it's my understanding that junkyards are state
State control,
So,
and I don't,
EPA, whatever.
I haven't seen any
You haven't seen any,
inspections.
you haven't heard of anybody.
Now, how do you feel about the Quonset hut that they wanna put up for parts?
Well, where do they wanna put it?
Well, I'm saying if it's, well, that's it, but I'm just saying if it's out of sight, out of mind. How do you feel?
Well,
I mean, it's not gonna be used as a building with a bathroom or anything, you know, office, right? It's just gonna be, from what I understand, it's just like a pole barn. So it's just gonna be storage for parts. I don't know.
Actually, they would be required to put a septic system in the proper way and have proper water because they have employees, because they're changing. So whatever's there has to be.
Yeah, but if the building's just used for just strictly parts, they still have to have sewerage in
They,
it?
they have to have something there for employees.
Yeah, but they got the other buildings right there on the property too.
I'm pretty sure
Nothing there.
there's been buildings
Mhm.
that are not real buildings.
Well, yeah. Like you say,
What it does is this, a hearing like this brings out the past of that place.
Hmm.
They got any non-conforming stuff going on,
There's a
whatever
lot
it
of-
wanna
Yeah,
be.
there's a lot of laws and rules,
Yeah.
and these are some like, oh, because you're doing something like this, you have to put a septic system in, just because you want storage, would be news to me. I build houses, but you know, there's certain things you just don't know about all the rules and laws.
yeah,
This is
I wouldn't
commercial,
have, I wouldn't have
it's
taken this to store parts and you need
But,
septic,
but they're applying for,
Use, different use.
right,
You're gonna have used cars, you gotta have a place.
so they'll have to have a trailer for that, so they'll have to have
That's
water.
a
and-
used car situation.
For that part they will.
so are they then also gonna be wanting to pave more area? Which then leads to questionable runoff?
That we don't know until we get the plans.
Right.
Yeah.
So just,
But
like I say, everything's hypothetical, everything
Sure, it always-
got 100 million
That
scenario.
might also affect conservation.
Right,
conservation planning. It comes here first because they can't do anything else
And
if
the other
it's not
thing is, the
approved.
planning board is, we can approve, say, okay, you can do it. But doesn't mean they can do anything they want. They have to go to a building, they have to go through conservation, they have to go through the planning board, which you also have input on. But you also have input on that, which is what we're saying.
okay.
You can control a little bit how you do it, and that, have your input about how something's done, if it's done. If it's approved.
Are they open on Sunday? I see trucks going by with trailers full of scrap metal by South Main Street where I live.
There,
They could be going to Hubbardston Road too,
Oh,
you know, that junkyard does way more business than USA, there's no doubt about that.
But they're not open Sunday, huh?
No, I don't believe they are.
Shouldn't
Can they be? Is there any rules or laws?
Oh, I have,
on Sunday?
I have no idea.
this
Business.
moment in time, their business is not. It's a grandfathered business that didn't have any
Rules.
rules or regulations in place at the time. This creates a whole nother ballgame where everything would be looked at again, but again. If they don't get through zoning board of appeals.
Right.
They can't change anything. So. I would. Because of the office I work in, I would recommend that you continue this and let me contact them. And then if you want to do a site walk, I have the permission for a site walk. But without a plan, there's nothing you can really do.
Yeah, there's no sense of doing a sidewalk.
How about no, without a plan, it's an automatic no for me.
Oh, yeah, they can do anything they want, I mean, we're not gonna vote
Up
on.
to you.
I say we adjourn the meeting tonight then. I mean, there's really nothing we can,
Yeah.
just sitting around and shooting the breeze.
Continue it.
Yeah. Well, then I'll make a motion that we continue the meeting on, Ross Road for USA, to another date, which Laurie will set up, I'm sure.
Yeah, I have some dates for you in July because you're gonna have you're gonna have the Baldwinville Road property, so we'll do both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And it won't be till July because I've got to be able to advertise it in the newspaper. So, I believe 15th, 16th and 17th were available. If you guys want to look at your calendars when you get home, I'll send you an email.
All right.
Dates.
Be open. Me.
Do we have a
A
second?
motion to.
I made a motion.
Continue.
Second,
I second it.
all right?
Other conversation before we do this?
Nope.
Take a vote. Joe?
I vote yes.
No?
Yes.
No, yes for me also.
Mhm.
Appreciate everybody coming in.
Enough.
We'll contact you if you want.
Apologize for that, that's,
The continuance.
like I said earlier. This is number 3 now in a row.
Three strikes you're up, right?
Well,
Well, we
Oh, it's the process. We have to.
I mean, you know,
really can.
and it's, you know,
We
it's
could,
crazy.
yeah, well, we adjourn.
We won't this time, not this time.
Well, then I'm gonna make a motion that we, end the meeting.
Was there one more thing you wanted on here? Or was
I
that
don't think
just,
so.
Nope.
We already did
the
the,
7-11 thing? You just wanted to bring it up to let us know.
Yep, that we have to set a date.
so I'll make a motion that we, end the meeting.
Good to
I
me.
second it.
Any other discussion?
Yes.